Your first comic, ladies and gentlemen, is the winner of the highest international award for comedy, the Edinburgh Festival Award. They call it the Oscar of Comedy. From Australia, please welcome the very funny BRENDON Burns.
Any comic that's ever heard this story says it's the worst first gig story. And so my parents are up the back, I am bombing, you know, and I'm screaming at the crowd, why do you think I'm funny? And I walk up to the back and my dad's got a video camera. And I said, please tell me you stopped taping that. And he goes, son, I stopped recording the moment the first tear of shame hit my cheek. And I thought, this is the life for me.
All right, Amsterdam. Keep it going for Russel Peters. Ladies and gentlemen, Russel Peters. God damn it, you guys have no idea how famous Russel is, do you? You can't even believe it was actually him, do you, sir? You're so excited, and the rest of you, seriously, like there's about 5 countries where the $5 note is a picture of Russel taking a shit. Russel is so famous that 80% of the world thinks that Indian people have a Canadian accent. Don't worry, I got you sussed. That is my favourite thing about globalisation, I would have to say, is seeing an accent come out of a race I wasn't expecting. You know what I mean? Like the first time you go to Scotland and you hear a Pakistani guy go, "Oh, you're right, pal!" And you're like, ah! How the fuck did that noise come out of that head? And you kept the wobble. You're freaking me out. You know, when you're a comic and you work around the world, your job is to take in the local culture and notice things that the locals haven't noticed from outside the looking glass. And the thing that I've noticed about the Dutch is that you have noticed fucking everything. Do you know what I mean? My first time I came here and I've seen countless acts getting up on stage, dying on their ass. I've done it loads where you're just like, hey, this is Amsterdam and you can fuck hookers and smoke weed. And you're like, well, yes, of course. We have lived here for years. How could you possibly think you noticed something we haven't already noticed? You're wasting everyone's time. Hey, everyone rides bicycles. Yes, there are museums. Bicycle museums, very popular with tourists. All right, I know it's a shitty attempt at your accent, and it will keep happening. Yeah, well, you know what? When you go, "G'day, shove a shrimp on the barbie," sounds bang on to me. Oh, you've nailed it. You're like a local. The other thing about you guys is you are unflappable. I've tried to make a career out of, you know, cheap shock tactics to get a shock response out of the crowd, and nothing. You know, I could get up here right now and fuck a goat live on stage. And we go, look at me, hey, I'm fucking a goat, hey, I'm fucking a goat well, hey, it's about to come, hey. And you'll be like, well, of course. We have the gold fucking museums. It's very popular with tourists. I got a big grin on my face. I used to be an angry comic, you know, and, you know, I used to be under the delusion that, yeah, I'm going to shoot truth holes in the roof with my wank-stained guns of reality. Pow, pow, pow. And then I got old. And mustering up fake anger is just depressing, you know, because life got too good, sir. You know, I've actually got to a place now where I enjoy sobriety. It's 5 years now since I've been in recovery from drugs and alcohol. And, no, too late. You felt forced then. You didn't want to do that, did you? You know, because again, this is going out in the States. And in America, they're supportive. As a matter of fact, pretty much anywhere else in the world, you say you haven't had a drink or a drug for 5 years, you get a spontaneous gut-wrench standing ovation. Not in Amsterdam. In Amsterdam, you say you haven't had a drink or a drug for 5 years, you just get a room full of bitter people going, why? Surely you didn't have to drive every night. Why did someone quit? And I reached my rock bottom, one of many rock bottoms, because I kept on digging, bless me. And I came to, after one of many blackouts, covered in my own shit. And I don't mean I merely got drunk, passed out, and shat the bed. And again, pretty much anywhere else in the world, you say got drunk, passed out, shat the bed, the entire crowd as one, sir, in revulsion. It'd be like, oh! Not in Amsterdam. You say got drunk, passed out, shat the bed, and everyone goes, Sunday. And I don't do cocaine anymore, but I found my loophole in Red Bull. I'm on about 4. You know that I have cokehead mates that give me shit about how much Red Bull I drink? Oh no, they're like, fuck man, that stuff's full of chemicals. What? You're on cocaine. You know who my favourite people are? People that do cocaine, yet still buy fair trade products. Love got too good. I got engaged, well, I got married. And to a woman 10 years younger than me. Yeah, there you go. Which just men clapping, all right. Which has its merits, but if you are shagging someone 10 years younger than you, don't do it in front of the mirror. I know, I did that, and I actually found myself pondering, why is my dad doing my missus? Oh, no. So we had the single thing, we'd had the single breakup, and, you know, and I tried to be single, I tried to play the field, and it was just disastrous. Because, dare I say it, I'm a bit more older and emotionally mature now. You know, and the idea, well, you know, as a young man, I was just, you know, like, see ya. You know, that's for your skin. Tell your friends. And, but, you know, I'm present during the act of, you know, coitus, and I had disastrous attempts at sex. Woeful. Like, you know, started crying, couldn't get it up, the lot, right? And I love the reaction of young men just going, tell me that never happens ever! Shut the fuck up! What will I do without 8 erections a day? Get on with your fucking life, that's what. You know what? Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. A diminished libido is awesome, isn't it, sir? Hey? Exactly. You young men out there with 8 erections a day, you're a moron and a slave. I don't need erections. I've got a barbecue! Yeah, fucking come on! The Beefeater 3000, 5 burners of love. I want to cook a man, hey? I've been spinning chooks all summer. All right, I'm not as sexy as I used to be, but I'm full of cake and fucking happy. Because I wasn't ready for a new shape of lady. Or flavour of lady. And that's very important. You know, it's the hallmark of a solid relationship. You know, there is a chemistry involved. And people never discuss flavour. And it's very important. You know, it's like... are there any couples in here that have been together for like more than 10 years? Anyone? Anyone been together for, like, yes? And you know why, madam? Because you tasted mangoes downstairs. God bless your cotton face. He's got a face full of... Look, see, all right, he's getting a face full of burger and rosemary, whatever the fuck you got happening down there. He's not denying it. I sense I'm losing some of the women. Allow me to explain. All right, because men get a bum rap. We're not as shallow as we profess. And it's not like our emotions are incapable of manifesting themselves physically. You know, like girls, all right? Case in point, you know when you share an apartment and you start to menstruate at the same time. Right? Like, not immediately, obviously, not like the deposit's cleared. And it's not like, you know, and say, like, case in point, I used to work in a Thai restaurant. I ate a lot of Thai food. I smelled like a Thai guy. So if you marry those two ideas, and if you've been going down on the same woman for a couple of years, you start to smell like her downstairs. You do. You're lonely, you're on the road, and you just, bam, she's there. And I and I pulled this one girl after a gig, and I went to go down on her, and she tasted like, all right. Do you remember when you were a child and you used to get those square 9-volt batteries and stick your tongue on both the terminals? I know, I had to stop. And you can't go like, oh, your pussy's electric. I had to be honest and go, you know what? I have to be honest here. I don't think I can do this. I'm still in love with someone else. Faggot. Fuck you. See, and each and every time, you know what? The woman was livid, haywire, like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do? And I was like, well, come on, you're a hot girl. You must have done this to hundreds of guys. And apparently that was offensive. And but I shit you not, I see young men in this room. Listen to me. Listen to Uncle Brendan, all right? Men, if we started having just a degree of emotional self-respect instead of acting like baying chimps on a stump, jacking off, desperately waiting for someone to give us a hand with it, to just, oh, quick, just the tip, please. If it doesn't get wet, I'll only taste paper and all planes will crash. Help me, help me. If we every now and then just had a few physical boundaries and just said, you know what, I'm not entirely feeling this. Is it okay if we stop? I shit you not. Girls, you would be raping within minutes. I've seen the way you behave. Sales of Viagra and Rohypnol would shoot through the roof, and there would be endless arrays of men waking up of a Sunday morning feeling empty, bald, confused and ashamed. Oh, you don't like it, do you? Oh, you don't like it? I'm like, oh, you're removing me of my Trump vagina card that's worked for so many years. How dare you deprive a woman of cock that wanted cock? Madam, look at me. Look at me. No means no, okay? No means no. The other thing that I really let go of recently, and I guess it was kind of addict thinking or whatever, is I thought that if you got into this business, there's no point being in this business unless you're the greatest of all time. And then I realised, you know what? Don't bother being great. Just be good. Because the fact of the matter is, every great person you care to mention had a shitty life. You know, that's what the price is. You know, it's like, you know, Nelson Mandela. All right, things are okay now. First 40 years, bit dud. Muhammad Ali, greatest boxer that ever lived. Check him out now. Perfecting the stare to pretend he's still there. Well, are you going to let him drive? Come on. I'm saying he's a great man. And it got him in the end, because all these people are aspiring to immortality by name. But there's no such thing. No such thing. Because consider this, okay? In 5,000 years' time, as a matter of fact, only 1,000, the only man that will be remembered from the last century by the average man on the street is Hitler. That's it. Tops. And he was a wanker. An understatement, I know. I apologise to any Jewish people in the room. I'm sure your problems with Hitler go beyond the fact that he wanked a bit. But Hitler, wanker! Because every civilization has left us a little note, little footprints in the sand, to remind us, by the way, things as you know them will not last forever. Little footprints, you know, like pyramids. Colosseum, Stonehenge. Oh, I love Stonehenge. Stonehenge is my favourite landmark, because what did they do? They took 8 blue stones from Wales, huge blue stones, and they pushed them, right, proven, no horses, by hand to the west of England. Right? And I just know, in my soul, somewhere along the way, the conversation had to have gone something like, Hang on, what are we doing this for? Shut up, it'll freak people out. They'll think we're trying to tell time or something, wankers. That's what we should do with all our knowledge and technology, kids. Instead of blowing each other up, we should devote our energies into confusing the future. I've got an idea. Let's climb to the top of Mount Everest and at its peak, drill a hole down the middle of it 5 miles deep. Then, chuck a dog down it and fill it in. So that in billions and billions and billions of years, whatever species has reached the top of the food chain and the plains will have shifted, they'll find that fossil and go... How the bloody hell did that happen? For good measure, give the dog a gunshot wound and a crown. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brendan Burns. Are you going to behave yourselves? Yeah! You're going to be good? All right. Thanks very much. My name is Brendan. Good night, Amsterdam!
Oh, yeah, now you go nuts.